we are going to hope that this is gonna work out. We're trying to show gameplay from both of us with talk from little Chad in the back as well. Um, my gameplay is going to be on the upper left, Slender's playing on the lower right, and I know that the streaming software can handle this, but we thought it would be an interesting thing to try. So we'll see if this works. And I can't hear it all.
Can you hear me, Brahma?
I can hear you.
Your audio is very choppy on the live YouTube feed.
Of course, the audio copy, and of course, Slender's audio, what I can hear.
I cannot hear Slender at all through the YouTube feed.
Neither can I. I don't know if he muted himself unmute after he came out of the intro. Show screen. Nope. Slender. His gameplay is not the voice. So yeah, Slender playing through first playthrough of Elden Ring. I'm playing through probably my 50th. And when he needs help, I'll be there to help him. Of course, he can't tell me if he needs help because I can't hear him at the moment. Well, Christian, I hope the stream actually works out because maybe overtaxing things trying to do it this way. I may just take my feed out and Slender's in so we can watch him struggle and I'll keep playing. But maybe that'll make it easier to. Let's try that and see what happens. Slides on down here.
Yeah, so this is a new streaming software Brahma Bull is working on, and clearly that's why we can't hear Slender. I don't know if Brahma is talking at the moment, but I don't hear him. Slender, I don't know if you can hear, but you are muted. Your little microphone is muted. All these guys say they have these great computers, and mine's the one that's terrible, but I can get audio out on this streaming platform. So just remember that. All these. All right, just to make sure people are entertained, I'm going to provide audio commentary about what is on screen. That's Brahma Bull's character, and he's standing there wearing what looks like some samurai armor. It's pretty cool. I'm sure he had to level up to get that. I have hopefully Christian's very entertained with me providing commentary for a game when I can't hear either of the other people actually playing it, and I'm just the one observing. Yeah, this is Brahma's show. He could. Oh, you're the one wearing the samurai armor. Okay, so apparently this is not Brahma. That is Slender Dad wearing the samurai armor. So I take it back. That's clearly not something you have to earn from leveling up, because I think this is his initial playthrough.
Okay. It's showing excellent now. Do you hear me? I see you, Slim.
It's yeah, Brahma. You started coming through, but your Domo Arigato, Mister Roboto, right now, and going in and out.
About now.
That was a lot clearer. The camera definitely still seems stilted, like it's freezing and getting like frames at a moment at a time. Yeah, I second Christian's assessment that it's choppy. It came on, but it was choppy audio.
Yeah, it's you guys stay in and keep Slender keep playing in case the stream actually stays live. I'm gonna try to back out and come back in because it's obviously not working correctly. If you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I could hear you. You were actually coming in a little more clear that time, but still slightly choppy.
Okay. I'll be right back.
So Slender is taking on a giant krakeny looking sea monster thing that is probably way above his level to deal with. Oh wait, no, he managed to kill it. Good for him. Land octopus ovary was collected ×1. I don't know what that's used for, but he collected it. Looks like he's about to take on another land octopus. But there's two. There's a little baby one and there's a big one. We still can't hear what he's saying. I'm sure he's talking about how he was supposed to have Brahma helping him take on these things when he's first doing his playthrough to help make it a little easier. But that's just he's complaining. He's gonna be whiny about it. All right, so Slender Dad is now just standing at the beach, accessing his menu. Do. I have never played Elden Ring. I have no idea what's going on exactly in it. Slender is doing, I think, his first or second playthrough. All right. Oh, yeah. So Christian, how do I fit in here? Brahma, we hang out on various YouTube channels together. He comes on our show. We do stuff with him. So I'm here specifically to be the audience while he's doing the gaming streaming. In this case, it's not quite solo. He's supposed to be playing cooperatively with Slender Dad. So um, that's the general answer about how I fit in. Hopefully that covered the base. Awesome one. I would be highlighting these comments, but I don't think I have permission to do that in this streaming software. Awesome one. Yeah, Conan lives. No, this is Elden Ring, but it's, I guess, similar. Oh, it looks like Brahma is back on the stream.
Yeah. Is it
And
working?
his audio is coming through clear. The camera looks
Hey.
clear. The audio is clear. This is awesome.
And I can show things.
Yay.
So yeah, I think we're just going to show Slender's actual gameplay because it really didn't like it with us trying to show both of us. So, and I still can't hear Slender.
And nothing of value was lost.
Well, he's the one playing.
I know.
So I guess we're doing play by play of him trying to figure out a game he's never played before.
I know. This is hilarious because I can see the little ring around his avatar going nuts because he's saying stuff and nothing's coming out.
Oh, yeah, he's probably cursing up a storm. Yeah, Christian, I saw your comment from earlier. Yeah, Little Chad and I and Slender and Mad often do stuff together, and we were going to try to do a combined Elden Ring stream with both of us on the screen at the same time, showing both of our gameplay, since I've played a ton and he's played very little. But as you can see, that's not quite working out with the new streaming software. So we're just gonna laugh at Slender, and
Oh, that
yeah,
looks like a dude who's going to one shot him. Come on, let's see. Nope, he did it. He took him out.
he got him.
Got him.
Yeah, things don't always go as we plan on streams, especially when we're trying new stuff.
Oh, this is hilarious. Let's do like start doing mystery science theory. I'm Slender. I'm in a samurai outfit, and I'm just gonna run around. Do.
Look at me, I've got a sword.
I would go swimming, but I know it's instant kill, so I'm gonna stop at the shoreline.
I'll take S words for 5,000.
Damn
That
it, man!
category would be swords.
Does it truly mighty your?
I've got to ask you, Trebek, will it really mighty my penis? Because you're sitting on a gold mine.
Damn it! What was it? It was like, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? Yeah, no, but I do things
No,
with
but I
your
kiss
mother.
yours. Rough, just like your mother likes it. Songs a dog makes, or sounds a dog makes.
I'll take the rapists for 5. That would be therapists.
That's therapists. My favorite was when they reveal his wager after he puts in V for the answer, and they're like, actually, you are correct, Mr. Connery. V
That
is a
is
number, a Roman numeral.
numeral.
Let's see what you wagered. Buckfutter. The V is the top of the K.
Yeah. What was it? Just suck it, Trebek. Suck it long. Suck it hard.
Shuck it long and shuck it odd.
Oh, it looks like Christian is asking how your wife do with the squashes this year, Brahma.
The squashes did not do all that great. the uh, the sunflowers kind of took over the whole garden area and most of that corner of the backyard. So the two sunflowers that she planted turned into about 70, which did not work out well for the rest of the things trying to grow because those things got like 7 feet tall easily. It was crazy.
So
And
are
then
you
there were really no seeds.
Oh, that's like a waste of a sunflower then. That's all they're good for.
Yeah, they looked good for a little while this year, and then yeah, I don't know if there was a process she was planning on doing with them to get seeds, but yeah, nothing
Ooh,
happened there.
Slender is running into something very large that I feel like is above his pay grade at this level of the game.
Oh, he's run into his first troll.
All right, Slender, if you don't try to fight this troll, you're just a little bitch.
He's actually not doing too bad for his first playthrough.
Well, I think this Elden it's by the same guys who made
It's the Dark
Dark
Souls
Souls,
from
right?
Softwares. Yeah.
Yeah, so my understanding is that the main fight mechanic is, like the dodge and hit to try to beat people. So it looks like he's
Yep.
got that mechanic down from his old days of playing it, but he's still getting pounced by the troll.
He
And
is
that
not a fan of using a shield. We can
yeah,
we can see from his playstyle, defense is not his strong suit.
best defense is a good offense, but if I was him, I might run away right now because it looks like there's not a lot of damage getting done on that troll. But he's committed. You got to admire that. He's
He needs to be committed.
Oh, look at that little face has got a lot of word icons flashing.
Yeah, he's saying a lot that we can't
Oh,
hear.
he's
Probably a
cur-
good thing.
he's cursing like a sailor that he is.
I don't know why the chat stopped feeding also.
I don't see a new chat having come through yet on YouTube on itself. Let me make sure I'm on the live chat.
Well,
Oh, I think
the
this
chat
troll's.
box is showing on on our backstage, but I don't know that it's showing on the actual stream. Maybe I should open up the actual stream and just have a peek at what's going on with this crap.
Oh, I've got the
Yeah,
stream open, and
the
let's
chat box
see.
is showing, but it's
Okay, they're showing up. Yeah, the couple more just came through. They're
there we go.
Yeah, no chats yet.
It's
Well,
weird on the backstage they're not coming through. On the live feed it is.
all someone is playing his own game and just listening. We're soothing. Oh,
Davina says there's no chats on Rumble, but new technology. I can actually show Rumble chats now.
I was wondering. I was like, I don't see Davina's on the YouTube chat, and
Nope.
thanks for yeah. So this actually lets Rumble chats through.
I
That's
can
pretty nice.
highlight Rumble chats through now. So
Yeah, Christian, Five Nights at Freddy, I believe, is dropping in theaters and also on streaming at the same time here in the U.S. Not a lot of faith in that movie, clearly, but I don't think they spent very much with it. So good.
my daughters are already obsessed with it. They're going to definitely be going to see it because they love that stuff.
I actually prefer the Nick Cage knockoff version that he did, which was pretty
Is
funny.
that the one we tried to watch that we couldn't or
No,
I
this is a different one where it's actually a straight Five Nights at Freddy's knockoff where he's in like the Chuck E. Cheese with the animatronic things and they're killing people.
okay.
He
Because whatever
doesn't
that
like
last one of his we watched was horrible.
That one was called Mandy. And what's funny is I was in Walmart the other day and that's the one they have on the Roku box, like on the side, like, hey, get this exclusive movie on the Roku channel. And I'm like, I don't know if that's the one you want to be advertising. It wasn't
Yeah,
that great.
it was
Oh,
such a
Brahma
trash
is
movie.
tweaking the setup.
Yeah. It's weird because it keeps keeps freezing up on me and um, saying that it's sinking back here.
All right, so are you the little ghosty guy next to Slender on the screen now?
No, I haven't dared try to log back into the game at this point because
Uh,
I'm pretty sure the whole stream will just come to a crashing halt.
oh, that's nice. Then we're just we're just
We're
providing
just we're just doing
commentary.
commentary on Slender's gameplay tonight.
This is
Which is a lot
hilarious.
less work for me.
Man, Slender, how is it you haven't beat this troll yet? Come on, get off your ass, do it. Nope, Davina's hopped into the YouTube chat, is confirming that it seems to be working okay.
Yep.
Nice. The only thing that's not working right now is Slender beating this troll efficiently.
Well, that and Slender being able to actually speak.
I mean, oh, wait, the troll's dead. Nice. Dead troll. What did you get for that? Nothing. You got absolutely nothing.
He got some souls. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it's skipping a few frames because we're doing it as a screen share. Awesome One says, good game on defeating the troll.
Yeah. Slender's like that kid who got the participation trophy. We should just applaud him for doing it. Good job.
You did the thing.
You did the thing. So I'm being overly critical because I don't even have a computer that could run this game. So I'm the least qualified person to talk shit about how someone is playing Elden Ring, when if I tried to boot that up on my computer, it would actually commit, self deletion.
Yeah. I mean, we did see you try to play Conan, and that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite YouTube stream experience of all time so far was leading
Getting
Mad through the Conan world to Slender's Northern Fortress.
going through whole cities that are occupied with bosses, and you don't even see them because they never spawned for you.
Yeah.
Mad's like, how the hell are you getting through there?
Oh, because I was like, why is it so hard for you? It was just walking right through an empty arena. And he's got like high level bosses dropping him right off his horse.
Yep. Poor guy.
Poor
Not
guy.
really. Well, at this point, the stream is actually looking like it was okay, or it's running okay. So,
The awesome one was there. He remembered the Mad stream, that he did with that was epic. It was hilarious. I really wish he had, because he was going to try to set up other times where I was supposed to navigate through the Conan world for him as the person doing it.
yeah, the funny thing is, Mad, I didn't play for like the first month while you guys did all your stuff. Then I finally go by it. We do one stream with Mad, and we went into like I was like level 6 or something like that, and we go into an actual dungeon, and yeah, we get our butts kicked. But then by the end of that weekend, I was already at max level, and Mad never played again on stream
You
except
know
for
what got him so bad
helping
is
sporking.
you got the golems, and that was gonna be his thing, and you already had him, and I think it just turned him off. He was like, nope, Brahma's got golems. F
Yeah, I
this
didn't
game.
even realize it was going to be that big of a deal. I was just like, oh, you can build golems. I'm gonna figure that out. And he was like, oh, I'll have it for you next week. And then he never did. So I just went ahead and figured it out on my own.
All right, so Slender is talking to some trash dude over here, NPC, getting some kind of guidance about something. Grace's guidance holds the answers. I'm sure that's super important for this early mission.
Yeah, the sporking Conan stream was a little bit insane. Awesome one.
What was great about the Sporking Conan stream is it took him half the stream to figure out how to even log into the server. he was trying to
Yeah.
put his password in and find the server, and he couldn't do that. And I was like, oh no.
All right, I'm gonna help you out a little bit, Slender. Go to the left of the boss thing, but then run straight until you get to a caravan. So don't go directly at the boss, go in between those yellow trees, and then make your way back to the right. There's a little tower you can see over there. Go there. We're going to at least get you your horse and let you get the game going because you've just been wandering around aimlessly. Go to that tower on the right. It's a church. Since we've got no confirmation he can hear us except for that he's following my commands, I'm guessing he can hear us.
Seems like it.
Yep, he can hear us.
At the Church of El. I don't know why golems would be a liability, Davina. I mean, they're clay things that fight for you and don't do. If they get killed, it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, but she's spelling it as in golems.
Oh, as in like my
Lord of the Ring
precious.
golems. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Davina's making a joke.
Oh, see, I don't do enough gaming to be able to pick that kind of stuff up.
A
That's smart.
golem.
Golem,
Golem.
golem. Ah, yeah. See, that's
Different than a golem.
she's too smart using that English language to get me. You discovered Lost Grace. Fast travel. Oh, it's always good when you can unlock fast travel options.
Christian says now all these streams are on your other channel. If you mean Rumble, yes, I'm on YouTube and Rumble. I don't have another channel on YouTube. And no, the guys aren't streaming on their channels tonight. This is just on my channel.
No, the cross stream party was is. I don't know if we got to do some more testing of this platform before we can try to break it.
Yeah, StreamYard's got it built in to where you just say yes and it allows you to cross stream. But this one, we don't know the ins and outs of it yet. I know I can stream to 4 destinations, so we could also go live on Twitch and Kick, but I can't. Nobody watches me on Twitch or not Kick, Twitch and what is the new one? Yeah, it's Kick, isn't it? Yeah,
Wasn't Kick the one that was all giving money to all the streamers trying to get them
get them
enticed
from
over?
Twitch. Yeah,
Um, I know that it's sometimes it can be great getting in on that ground floor, but I'm always wary of new like streaming services that pop up. Sometimes they go away pretty fast. I mean, at this
yeah.
point, is
I mean,
anyone
that's why
still
I
doing
wouldn't ever.
stuff?
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say if anyone is still, I don't hear anyone talking about Odyssey anymore.
Odyssey is horrible for live streaming. It's great for videos. It's very searchable for different videos. Just like Rumble is horrible for videos, but very good on live streams. So it's kind of, I think most people are going to end up gravitating towards Rumble if they live stream because you actually get views there. But if you're a video only channel, doing YouTube and Odyssey is the way to go.
Yeah, Davina's saying that's the third or fourth option. Yeah, you got another sub. That's awesome. Like I said on our stream tonight, we really appreciate people subbing as we can get our way up to not being monetized officially. Right now, we don't qualify, but pretty soon, eventually, we hope to qualify, but just not get it.
Before you get in too much trouble here, Slender, if you go to your left, there is a grace up there by that gate. That way you don't lose all this achievement you've made getting to this point. And you might have another surprise up there waiting for you, too. Instead, he's going to go attack.
Yeah, Davina, I'm pretty sure Brahma's played through this enough times that he has got a pretty solid memory of where everything's at. How many playthroughs are you on Elden Ring now?
I've got multiple characters up in level 200s, but I haven't played it in probably 8 or 9 months. So, um, yeah, I know this starting area very, very well, and I know certain areas very, very well, but then there will be whole areas where I'm just lost because I mean, after the first playthrough, you kind of just run very streamlined playthroughs where you you know exactly where you need to go to get the items that you need rather than getting every item in the game because your specific character is not going to need he's not going to need a whole bunch of spells. He's a freaking samurai. So there would be no reason in other playthroughs to to go get all the spells and stuff and going into that area or those areas.
Let's
I have
see.
not seen the fighting game Hellish Court. I kept wanting to say corner, but
It's in
um
preview.
yeah, For Honor was interesting game. I don't think I'd want to play it ever again.
Christian with just push woke content, you'll be monetized by 200 subs. Only if my name was Bree Larson would that happen. And then I'd suddenly have 1 million subs by the next day. So, oh wait,
Yeah,
what's
just
going
show
on
those nasty toes.
with Elden Ring? Did they even? Here's the funny thing: even with the jacked up eye, this character is drawn more attractive than what they're doing for females in Mortal
And most
Kombat One.
females now.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter 6, lots of them. Well, For Honor is about what, 5 years old, something like that? Maybe even older than that. But yeah, it's a dueling game. Um I when it first came out, it's very much like I mean, it's a sword fighting dueling type game, but it's very much like a fighting game because you're really doing just blocks and picking your times to attack and stuff. So it's a lot like playing a fighting game. I didn't enjoy it a ton, even though I do play quite a few fighting games.
oh, if it's
So
from
we'll see what Hellish
Ubisoft,
Court's like.
if Ubisoft, right? I swore off them a while. Their games were so broken at shipping. I hated the idea of buying a game and having to wait an additional 6 months before it should be playable. Uh,
Yeah, there's a lot of games that are like that now. Hey, he's got his horse whistle.
I'm wondering, like, what it's Spider-Man 2 when that comes out might be the thing that finally pushes me to get looking at getting a PS5. But
I thought it came out like this week. Well, no, I haven't seen anybody playing it, so it probably isn't out yet.
because the Sony games that they do like that, they tend to actually be playable at
Yeah.
launch. Like I don't remember anybody having issues with the first Spider-Man that they put out for PS4 or even any of the God of Wars. I mean, you can disagree with how they modeled some of the characters, but the games were playable.
Right. Well, we're finally doing some leveling up at the Grace. So after he's done doing that, I'll give him a tip on the best way to actually get your horse. And if you learn it from the beginning, then it becomes second nature instead of having to do it a different way that most people do. So first, open your menu.
I see Davina's talking about looking forward to Tekken 8. I remember Tekken Tag. That was a launch game for PS2, and I got it
So
day
over on the
one.
right, oh, sorry, hold on just a second. Over on the right, where you've got that Grace, the up, put the horse whistle in that spot. So do Y to switch. No, don't do that. Do Y to switch. Put the horse whistle, the little ring thing there. Then you're good. So now the way you're going to use that, it's a secondary menu. So when you hold triangle and press up, and that's that secondary pouch. So that's how you're going to call the horse instead of equipping it to where you have to actually scroll through to get to it. To get off the horse, you press R3. To run, you press circle. And to jump, you press X just like your character, but the horse has a double jump as well. Although it's not really a horse. I mean, it's some weird animal thing
So
with horns.
one thing I disagreed with that they did in Elden Ring was when you fall off your horse, they say that you got Christopher Reeves. I thought that was inappropriate.
That is a little bit inappropriate. Just like saying that the original Superman 5 was actually him doing this. Doesn't translate that well when you can't see it, but yeah, rolling the wheelchair and then taking off.
I had a friend who, the year that happened for Halloween, wore a Superman T-shirt and got a wheelchair,
Yeah.
and that's what he went for Halloween. And people were just like, "Oh," and he's like, "What? I'm dressed as Superman. Why? Why is he? What's wrong?" It's like, it's too soon, man. Too soon.
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks after it happened that I
Yeah,
heard that joke about the Superman 5 thing.
yeah. It's funny, man, because that happened in Virginia, so it was even a bigger deal around here. Because
Yeah.
there's a really big equestrian community. You know, like there's a lot. It's big business. People don't realize, like, those horse shows, the jumping, all that, like raising the horses, doing all that. That's like thousands of dollars. For people are.
Equestrian stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Davina, Soul Calibur, the last one was pretty good. I played it for probably 6 to 8 months, but then my skill level gets to the point where I go as far as I can in ranked, and then I just get my butt kicked over and over and over, and it becomes not fun anymore. But um, if you look up, some of the Soul Calibur, the recent Soul Calibur games tournaments, I think it was Soul Calibur 6 is what one we're on. There was some crazy tournaments and stuff. I liked watching, or I do like watching, the fighting game community stuff and the tournaments. Even these early Mortal Kombat 1 tournaments, it's just like, how the hell are these people already doing this a week after the game comes out? And Slender has gone down.
Slender goes down. Slender's down.
Down goes
Goes
Slender.
Slender.
Mills Lane. Yeah, I would do the last Grace visited because that's a lot closer than the last church you visited.
And is this the thing where if he gets to where he died, he can collect his soul?
Recollect his
Yeah.
souls that he lost. Yep. But there's that one guy in the center of this caravan that he's closer to mini boss level than all these other guys, and that's the one that really took him out. I see Slender still refuses to use the hint I gave him earlier in the day of using your shield and then doing the counter attack. Yes, Davina, you're right. The PS5 is questionable at this point. I have one, and I haven't turned it on in probably 7 or 8 months because everything I can play on there, I can play on here.
The only thing that helps me possibly justify the PS5 in my head is that it would also be a 4K disc player.
Is it?
Yeah,
I'm not
it
sure that
can.
it is.
If you get the one with, I'm pretty sure it can play 4K.
The Ultra HD discs. I don't own any, so I never tried any. But I know, like the PS3, that was the big thing, is it came with the Blu-ray. But I don't remember them saying anything about 4K discs on the PS5 as far as media player type stuff. I don't think it even has a media player as part of it.
Yeah, so it can play 4K discs, but I guess it doesn't do HDR like from the discs, right? I'm reading someone wrote a whole comparison on what it does versus like a standalone 4K.
Yeah. I'm just
Uh,
not ready to start upgrading to 4K. I'll wait until everything starts going into pawn shops and entertain mart and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, you can get stuff in 4K cheap if you want. There's a secondary market for it now.
Yeah, I just at this point I've got a ton of DVDs and Blu-rays still, and I don't. It doesn't feel like it's enough of a jump to go from Blu-ray to the 4K stuff, unless
Uh,
every one of your TVs is also 4K, and I've only got the one TV that is really up to date.
so if Slender's audio is working, I can tell you I have a theater room with with an actual projector and 150-inch screen and everything, and it's a 4K projector, with HDR and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
And in that situation, you can see that, like, there's a lot of people who say there's not much of a visual difference that you can pick up from Blu-ray to 4K. And I think that part of it might be that all the 4K discs are pretty much HDR optimized, and that's what helps make a big difference.
yeah,
The high dynamic range, so there's better contrast in the colors and lights. But what there's definitely a difference in is if you use a physical disc in physical media versus streaming.
right.
Number one, if you've got a decent surround sound system, not even like an expensive one, just a decent one, the audio that you get from the disc is so much better than the audio that, like, usually one of the ways that streaming services half-ass their setup is by compromising on the audio stream, so that even though it's surround sound, it's not a really high end stream. So you get better audio, and then the picture quality just is lossless. There's no drop frames, there's no issues. It's uncompressed. It's so I think that I would say that whether it's Blu-ray or 4K, as long as you're using physical media, you're going to get the best result more than.
Sure, as long as they've upscaled it
Yep.
correctly too, because Tom's constantly whining about 4Ks that come out and they didn't really do anything to really upscale it.
Yeah, I mean, I know Tom talks about that. I feel like sometimes that's almost like when an audio file gets really granular on like a CD versus a record or something. That's the average person is going to see really good picture, like a 4K copy of Superman, right? I think people, one of the one sets that I think they were complaining a lot about was the Superman set, where the box set of like Superman 1 through 4 in
Mhm.
4K, and that the transfers weren't that great and everything. I still think the average person watching those is going to see a very crisp, good picture that they'll like,
Yeah.
and be happy with it.
Well, and
Especially
Davina
if
brings up a good point about there haven't been a whole lot of new Ultra HD players. And you guys were talking about it tonight, Best Buy getting rid of you
physical
know,
media.
physical media. How much longer are we going to have physical media? Because I mean, the issue is they're not going to be streaming in 4K anytime soon. Not like everything. They're not upscaling everything or remastering everything. And even on Netflix, it's really
Well,
kind of hit or miss what you get in the higher resolutions.
what I'd
YouTube
also
doesn't
say,
do it. A whole bunch of other things don't do it. So,
they
I
also
mean,
charge more for now if you want 4K. Like with Netflix, you have to get the highest tier of service to get the 4K streams,
right. But then half of the time it's not in 4K, not in
which
true
is,
4K in any
yes.
way.
So I think a lot of people are going to not opt into that highest tier of service just to get 4K picture.
Yeah.
HBO Max, actually, HBO Max used to be the best streaming service for picture and audio quality, and then
Right.
they tiered that down when they became Max, and that because they also put it at a higher price point to be 4K instead of just HD. So I think that
Sure.
there's what's crazy is that there's gonna be a market for people who want to buy physical media, because somebody who really like if you want lossless audio and picture, physical media is going to be where you can get it. What I think they might go to is print on demand kind of setups, where you get, like, when you want to order it, you might order it directly from Warner Brothers, and they're gonna just they'll press the disc at as you order it, instead of making a lot of stock. So you might
Yeah,
not
because
get the
it seems
fancy
like it's
steel
gonna be
books.
very limited from here on out.
Yeah. Or there's going to be Shout Factory and the companies like that will pay to just get the license to make the discs, cuz Shout Factory does that now. If you go to their website, they contract with the rights holder, whichever studio it is, to make the 4K or Blu-rays, and they do it with a lot of old movies that otherwise wouldn't, the studios wouldn't bother doing a run on,
Yeah.
and they make good money doing it that way.
Hmm. Awesome One says he used to go to Best Buy to see if the new season of Doctor Who was on sale yet. Then they made him a woman. Sigh.
which is funny, because that was why they couldn't put it on Blu-ray, because the woman couldn't see the difference.
There's a madism for you.
I know that one was for Mad. Uh-oh, Slender's about to die.
Ah, he'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, the CDRs. Yeah, I've got whole stacks of them.
Do you know,
Because
I
I
still hold
backed
on
up
to.
most of my music collection.
I have, like, the couple, like, you remember the old spindles that you would buy of like 100 discs,
Oh, yeah.
and I still have them, because then we stopped using them, and I was like, I refuse to get rid of these things. I spent money on them. I'm sure at some point I'll still use them.
Yeah, keep talking. I'll be right back. I'll show you what I've
Well,
got.
yeah, Slender just died, so we can watch him respawn. Slender, you died again. Don't do that. I'm sure he's saying something about making fun of me not being able to play this game, but I'm just going to point out, you shouldn't die. Dying slows you down in this game, so don't do that this time. That's my pro tip. Don't die.
Yeah, I've still got about 10 of these, and then about 5 of the ones that are about this tall. And probably 3 of these are still empty discs, but then the others are all backups of all of my old music, the physical copies of music that I had, where I just transferred them so that I had versions that as soon as they started skipping, I could switch to the next disc.
Yeah, that's true. If you back it all up that way, eventually you're going to have to re-back it up. The CDs go bad.
Yeah, but then we got all these streaming services, so I don't play any of the discs anymore, even though I still own them all. Which I still think it's kind of funny that, if you have the physical media of a game, you can play it on YouTube. But if you actually own the physical, uh, like album of a CD, you still can't play the music on streaming services like YouTube and stuff.
Mm.
Even though, because like it's still considered piracy if you download a game for an emulator if you don't have the actual physical media, or it's not a game that is unprintable, that kind of thing. But then with music, they use completely different rules for fair use and all that kind of stuff.
I like that Davina pointed out that cassette is making a comeback. I'm like, who thinks cassette was a better audio format? Like, oh,
Nobody, but like my kids are into vinyl, and then I'm sure the next thing their generation is going to go to is, well, let's bring back the cassettes. Yeah,
oh yeah, Slender, you died again. You shouldn't do that. I just told you, dying isn't what you should do in this game. Don't die.
maybe go a different direction and try running past some things.
He is probably cursing so hard right now.
Oh, I'm sure he is, and his wife is probably laughing in the background.
Oh, I'm sure she is. He's going to call his horse. He's going to run real quick to try to get those souls that he dropped. And then he's going to take on that thing, and he's going to die again.
My real worry is on Comics Division, we're switching to this platform next Wednesday, I think. And we've had a number of issues tonight trying to work out the audio and stuff. I'm not sure what exactly is going on. Of
I
course,
would
I don't think
worry.
Slender has actually gone back into the studio to try to mess with his mic to see if he can make it work. I think he just kept playing and said, screw it. So,
Yep. Yeah, see, you attacked that thing that killed you like 3 times. That was a bad call. Hey, there's a couple trolls this time. You should probably not fight them.
these were in the preview of the game. They're too busy to go after you, but he's not.
So, getting back to the record thing, yeah, records are great if you want to spend thousands of dollars on the right setup for having the right kind of hi-fi turntable with the right kind of styluses that don't scratch your records and that you have to polish your records after each use and do it's so much friggin' trouble. Like,
Yeah.
and then so yeah.
Hey, there's Spencer. What's up, Spencer?
Hey, I know culture particularly is big into the albums and all that. It's just, and I'm not one of the people who won't admit that yeah, an album with the right audio equipment can provide a deeper sound than maybe a CD and digital audio in general. But nobody has that. Like, there's 1 in 100 people who has that kind of setup. Like,
Yeah,
people aren't
and
doing it.
at this point, what's the point? I think most of us have forgotten what the music actually sounds like because we've been streaming it so much that I mean, you're used to the versions of the song from like Spotify and Pandora and YouTube that you don't even remember what you're missing when you're not getting a high quality stream of the song.
I know that Tidal, that streaming service, their big claim to fame was going to be the uncompressed audio, and it was going to
Mhm.
be so much better quality, and no one gave a shit and paid for it. No one cared. They're like, I don't hear enough of a difference to bother paying for that when I can just get it from Spotify or YouTube Music or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, poor was it Jay-Z who had invested into the Tidal.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for
It was just
him.
like it was like, oh, you thought people cared because they were
Yeah.
buying Beats by
Most people
Dre.
aren't audiophiles. I mean, they like the song, they like to listen to the music, but they're not gonna sit there and point out, oh, that note sounds wrong here, or there's just not quite the same bass that there was in the original version. That kind of crap.
And that's my favorite thing. These are the same people who spend $300-400 on a set of Beats headphones and then won't
Right.
realize they're listening to like the most compressed MP3.
Yeah.
If you're,
Oh, Slender's screwed.
oh yeah, that bear's gonna run away.
The werebears are one of the worst things in the game to deal with that aren't bosses. I would be hopping on my horse and riding. There you go. You just let me know when you're ready for some direction on anywhere to go. Because you're kind of just circling the same area. You also do realize that there's a map, right?
You don't need no freaking map.
He just realized there's a map. I mean, yeah, I put money into getting like the AirPod Pros and stuff, but I also use them to stream. I mean, I don't like having the wired headsets, so I use my AirPods for shows, like using them right now. But I think the musical quality out of them is okay. I think the noise cancellation on them is freaking amazing. I took a flight with them and heard nothing, no background noise the whole flight. It was amazing.
Noise cancellation is the best innovation for headphones I don't care about any of the other stuff that they've come up with. That's the only thing that really is awesome. Everything
Well, and
else
like,
is.
yeah, and the AirPods, at least the Pro 2s, they've got the noise cancellation, but then they have a transparent mode as well, which filters out sound. But if somebody was obviously talking to you, you'll hear them, and then it'll tone down the audio if you start responding to them. So
What's
the
re-
the technology in them is getting to be something very cool.
What's really crazy is how much better hearing aids are now because of the headphone industry. Like
Yeah,
they've taken all this tech that was developed for these wireless earbuds, and they're like, oh well, now that they've built it into something this small and easy, we can put it into hearing aids.
yeah,
And it's helped so many people who, because one of the biggest problem with hearing aids, they used to just be amplification devices, right? It would just magnify sound. And
right.
so if this was something like one of my very older aunts, she wouldn't wear her hearing aid because she's from the Northeast. So what does she do in retirement? She goes to the casinos. She goes plays bingo, right? And like bingo for money because they're degenerate gamblers, and that's
But you
what you
can't hear
do.
the caller. You just
Well,
sit there and watch
there's
the board.
there's so much, like when she was wearing her hearing aid, it was amplifying all of the noise in the room. It
Oh,
was not,
okay.
it didn't like it wasn't actually filtering. It was just everything was turned up to 11. But now the
Right.
new hearing aids, they've got the same tech that's in like the AirPods and all this other stuff. So it friggin' filters out to just like the
Oh, Slender's
voices
about to make a
that are.
wondrous discovery.
Uh-oh. Fast travel.
No, he already has that. He just didn't know he had a map, so he's never used it. No, what he just did was accidentally go to an in-game area
Oh, you didn't
that they
stop
have
him.
very much at the beginning of the game.
That guy
And
is going to
instead of
one
going through
shot
the
you.
doors, he's walking towards the gigantic boss-looking creature. And he's thinking better of it.
Yes, run away, run away.
I did this on my first playthrough too. How about you open up the map and look at where you are compared to where you were? Go inside.
Oh, it'll be fine.
He's just going to take a seat and give up.
Is he about to hail bop himself? Like slip on the Nikes and say goodbye?
Maybe. I'm sure he's been drinking some beer flavored Kool-Aid all night.
Oh, is he trying to? You're going to Leroy Jenkins the end game?
No, this is actually the safe place. Him walking towards the boss was the wrong decision. Him walking in here is fine. Now he has a decision to make, though.
Oh, what is that? Is that an end game boss?
No, it's actually just an NPC. He's just scared. I like when you can tell when he hears me because then he's like, oh, I can walk up to it.
Yeah, he probably thought that was going to be a one shot death kind of thing.
If you actually go past that mini boss that's out there and ride past him, there's a whole bunch of little tiny guys that really pack a punch, but they are worth a lot of souls since you're very low leveled at this point. I come over here and I farm at the beginning of the game.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, he keeps.
Now pay attention to what she actually says, Slender.
Oh, it's this chick again.
Yeah, she is. So in the other games, they have like those maidens that, help you level up and everything. She is your semi-dedicated maiden in this game.
That sounds like a nice 2023 complicated relationship status. I'm your semi-dedicated maiden.
Yeah.
I'm a polyamorous maiden. I will be with you when I feel like it, and not
Well,
when I don't.
at the beginning of the game in the tutorial area, um, you actually find who is supposed to be your maiden. She's dead against the wall, and that's where you get some of your first starting items. So you're considered maidenless at the beginning of the game. I think that's the word they use. It's been so long since I played it, but so she volunteers to walk you through things.
Hello,
Now
thou
look where
in
you are on the map.
should the what is that at the beginning of the game? Thou art an incel. I shall help you.
So now you're going to have to figure out how fast travel works. But I would explore the area you're in first. She just sent you there. There's a few people that are cursed in this game, awesome one. There's one chick who is trying to become like one of the maidens, and she is constantly asking you for things called Shabiri grapes, and it's a side quest line that you can do. But she has no eyesight. Her eyes are gone, which is part of what makes you one of the maidens, I guess, or something like that. The abilities that they get. But yeah, it turns out the Shabiri grapes that she's asking you for are actually eyeballs.
Ooh. Oh, I mean,
So
didn't see
she's been
that one
asking you for
coming.
them and then popping them directly into her mouth and chewing them. And yeah, then you find out that they're actually eyeballs. And I don't think she knows it because she calls them grapes.
Hmm.
So there's some interesting stuff. You know who wrote the lore and story stuff for this game, right?
Oh yeah, it was George R. R. Martin because he
Yep,
had to find something else to do instead of not writing his book.
exactly. He was never going to write that book, so he came and did a
Oh,
game
I
anyway.
I uh I feel so bad. Like every time Scott does one of his Winds of Winter streams, I feel almost compelled to hop in and just make a comment about how George R. R. Martin is never going to finish this.
No, he has no interest in finishing it. We all
I've
know
t-
that.
I have told him 100 times exactly how this is going to happen, and that's the book will be finished within 6 to 12 months after George R. R. Martin dies, because the estate will bring a ghostwriter in immediately to get those fucking books out and make money.
I think he has said that it's in his will that it cannot be finished by somebody else, but I don't know. Um, what's interesting is kind of the comparison between what George R. R. Martin is doing and what Stephen King was doing, because I don't know how many people remember how long it was after book 4 of the Dark Tower series before he finally got around to finishing that
Well,
series.
you know what it was when he got hit
He
by that
got hit by
car,
a yeah.
and then he was like,
George
"I need to,
George
I
Martin
need."
needs a near death experience
Yeah,
so that he knows to finish his damn story.
yeah. Stephen King was like, "I need to get off my ass and finish my life's work, otherwise it'll never get done." And I
Yep, you
don't.
knew
And he
exactly where I was
specifically
going with it.
said, like, yeah, he specifically said, like, I don't want somebody else to end up doing it because my estate makes the deal like after I'm dead. And
Yeah.
yeah, so my
And then he
favorite,
also threw himself in as a character in the freaking story, getting hit by a van.
yeah, my favorite part about that story is, did you know what he did in real life?
In real
Uh,
life, as far as after the van hit, or what do
yeah,
you mean?
yeah. After the van hit,
Uh, no.
he went out and bought the van, and he
Oh,
brought it to his house, and he, like, when he gets like frustrated or mad, he just goes out and starts hitting it with a baseball bat.
yeah.
I kind of respect that. I would feel like I would want to. I would probably, for me, it might be more of a firearm if I had that kind of property in a state, and be like, I'm going to be lighting up this truck for the or van for the rest of my life, as long as when I'm pissed off about something.
I mean, it's kind of like the when the high schools buy a car so you can take a sledgehammer to it after they paint it in the other school's colors.
Yeah, he's basically
Yeah,
living the Street Fighter bonus round.
right. I haven't been paying attention, but I hope that playing the character that he's playing, he's been leveling up his dexterity more so than his strength.
Oh well, the pause menu is going to come on after he finished fighting this troll, probably.
Well, he's right next to a grace, so he'll probably sit down and use the souls that he's got. Now, Slender, you can also, yeah, there you go. You changed your target to the leg instead of his head or instead of his center.
Oh, stop giving him pro tips. I like to let's make sure that you
He
use
did
the
it
tip.
before I said it.
I know, but remember the tips we're giving him are don't die, Slender. You shouldn't die in this game.
Yeah, get good.
Get good. You know, go play Battletoads and learn what suffering's like.
And upgrade your frickin' flask. You took the flask starting thing. There you go. No, allocate. You don't need any magic. You're not using it. Oh, he just yelled at me. I could see it in the circle.
Don't you tell me what to do, Brahma. I'm a grown man. You know what happened right after you told him that? He probably looked right at Bride of Slender and was like, "Get me a sandwich."
This is fun without him being able to respond back to us, but it kind of would be nice to hear what he's actually saying at times
I know, but I just love seeing
because
that
that
light going
circle
up
is
around
getting
his head.
very animated.
And I just know he's getting mad sometimes when we're saying things, and it's kind of fun.
It's like when you're on a stream and the host actually mutes your mic and you have no control over it.
Oh yeah, it's like I know Slender did that to Yeti a couple times. Or no, did he just
Yeah,
straight up kick him out? I think he might have just straight up kicked him out.
yeah, he just removes them, but the
Let's
host
see.
can just mute.
Yeah, awesome one. Just tell him he doesn't need any gold coins for this game. I'm guessing that yeah, those are completely unnecessary, Slender, so don't worry about it.
I mean, it's not John Wick.
That's true. One coin, one night stay. Everybody knows that, including the female detective, because she learned that in episode 2. So it was important to the narrative structure.
I like how Spencer came in on my channel, says, "Dang, it's little Chad and Slender Dad. Never said
I've,
anything to me, even though I acknowledged him, and then disappeared."
you know, we might not have a huge following, but they're loyal.
Yeah, but I stream with Spencer.
You stream with us too, so there you go.
Yeah. Have you guys streamed with him?
No, we have not that I recall.
Okay. You know who he is, right?
The Kabuto Studios.
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
Nope.
That is Spencer Bakuli from Bounding into Comics.
Oh, okay. I think if I remember right, I think the dude who runs spending into comics isn't actually that far from where we live.
John F. Trent?
Yeah, I think he's also another Virginia guy.
I'm not sure. I know he's a very Catholic guy, but I don't know what part of the country he's in.
Yeah, that's the only time that I find myself getting a little bit afield of bounding into comics. Sometimes they get a little Matt Walsh about things, and I'm like, I don't think it really is worth fighting over that kind of point.
Right. But he's also the managing editor, so if that's the way he wants to take Bounding, I mean,
Yeah, and that's
he gets to do his stories that way. He doesn't make anybody else do them that way, though.
oh no, and
So
that's exactly right. And
that's what's good.
and I respect that they're just out front and open about it. So good. That's
Yeah.
I appreciate. I mean, here's the like, I don't want to compare him to it, but it's like if I go to the Mary Sue, I know I'm going to get that too, so I don't hold it against the Mary Sue that that's the point of view that they're having. I hold it against them that I think they're stupid. I
Right.
was about to drop the wrong word for YouTube.
I
So,
don't care.
yeah,
We say it all the time on Comics' channel,
yeah.
and I'm not even remotely close to monetization, so it doesn't matter to me at all.
I mean, it's
I will
500. They
likely
dropped it.
never be monetized at the rate I do nothing.
I mean, they dropped it to 500 subs, but I think yeah, the watch time would be
Yeah,
the bigger
I'd have to
barrier.
start making shorts or something. Ugh.
Yeah, Mr. Grant Gregory would be coaching us to get in there on those shorts.
Yeah, but is Grant even monetized? I know he's got like 100,000 subs, but does he have the watch hours? And are they still calling it recycled content, that kind of stuff?
The whole thing that happened with Grant's channel was so weird because of the hack. I don't even
Right.
know if that
Yeah.
still threw things off. Because I know that after he got hacked, they like didn't restore all of the viewing hours and things he had legitimately had before that.
No, I don't
Which
think they restored anything.
which I think is pretty messed up. I mean, clearly YouTube has the tools to see when a hack switched over like your content and started
Yeah,
doing
when
the
suddenly
stupid
you
stuff.
become a Russian, Ukraine, or Chinese company advertising instead of a channel.
Yeah, so if that,
Yeah.
I again, I don't think it's that hard for them to know. So I think it's kind of poor form to use the Captain Hook from phrase on it.
Right. Bad form, Peter. Yeah. The thing that drives me nuts is, like, there's all these channels now that are using they're using AI prompts to write lists, like, lists of things, and then they plug those lists in and into, like, Canva, and it you can bulk produce, like, 70 videos at a time, and, like, shorts that are just quick little lists, and then you've got 70 shorts that you can upload and do do whatever with, getting a whole bunch of people to just watch something or at least have to swipe through it.
Well, Jesus Christ, Watch Mojo's whole channel method is going to get revolutionized on that.
Yeah, but these are like 15-second little, you know, either a quiz or um, any kind of list it's all AI generated. You go into AI and you say, you go into Chat GPT and you say, generate me 50 lists of this and give it parameters. It should include these kinds of things, or give me the top 50 horror movies, and it'll generate a list. And then you just plug that list in and bulk produce it in different formats and then release it as shorts. And it's a little bit insane. I think it's already out of the meta, but it was in there long enough that it's just swarmed with crap like that. So those golden seeds, Slender, are what you use to upgrade the flask. Hint, hint. The one you just picked up.
Or don't. Or just ride the horse. Don't upgrade the flask. You don't need to do it.
No, he can't do anything until he's out of grace. He has to sit down at the leveling spot to be able to do anything to his flask. Like that one that he just passed and then looked at and continued to ride forward. Oh, he's yelling again. Look at those circles popping out of his avatar.
Brahma, don't you tell me where to go.
I didn't. He turned around and looked, but then he kept going the other way. He can make his own choices. He doesn't have to go sit at it. He's not dying. Hey, what's up, imp? Long time, man. We're watching Slender Dad do his first ever playthrough of Elden Ring, and something's going on to where his audio isn't coming through, so he hasn't been able to comment on his own play. But me and Little Chad have had plenty to say about things.
He's making a lot of mistakes because he's dying in the game, and in this game, you're supposed to not die. So there's that.
I've heard that about these games. Look at him upgrading the flask like a pro. Would you like a new sword, Slender? Jump up and down after you're done with this if you do.
Apparently, he's plenty happy with the sword he's got.
All right. I haven't tried Convergence Imp. I've tried Reborn, I think is what it was called. But we are once Slender gets the hang of this, we're gonna figure out how to stream it without doing any modding and just use a regular multiplayer because um, Slender doesn't want to get kicked off the main servers. Yeah, I've heard Convergence is an overall like rehaul of the game. Reborn was a little bit of that. It had different starting classes and a whole bunch of other stuff. Um, it was, I mean, I didn't play a whole lot of it. I've been actually trying to wait for most of my memory of the game to go away before playing it again and getting ready for DLC. But then Slender got it on sale, so I guess we're gonna be doing some stuff. But
Okay,
yeah,
so
if we can get the seamless co-op to work without it getting banned, um, then yeah, we can throw together a group and play everybody.
all right, Slenders, don't die when you're fighting him. Doing good so far. You're getting hits in and you're not dying yet. So good job. Oh, you got hit. That was bad.
Why would you need to change Dark Souls 2, Imp? It's one of the best. There are many people who would declare a jihad on me for that.
It is that kind of Friday.
It is. It was also National No Bra Day.
You know, there's some days, you got to take the good with the bad, apparently.
That's the facts of life.
You know that Alan Thicke wrote that song?
It is basic enough to be something that came from Alan Thicke's mind. Yeah.
Yeah. He got paid, too, every time that show played.
Wow. And then his son wrote even crappier songs.
The music video wasn't so bad.
For Blurred Lines.
Yeah. You can watch that right on YouTube, too. It's crazy.
I haven't ever seen it.
Provided you're logged in and it has some sort of age verification feature.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Kind of like Naked Yoga or Dick or Dildo.
well, I don't know about those ones, but I know that Emily Ratajkowski was in the video and then claimed a few years later that she was taking advantage of for being in that video.
Yeah, she's never done anything for me.
Really? I mean, I maybe get from the neck up, but
I think the neck up is most of my issue with her.
well, that's what I mean.
The neck.
I get from having maybe not
Okay.
thinking that she's
Yeah.
great from the neck up, but
Okay.
from the neck down, it's solid.
Yeah, you were saying just the opposite of what I was, but saying the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. She's in the old days, she might have been labeled a
A
butterface.
butterface.
Yep.
Yeah. Get a paper bag.
What
They don't make paper bags anymore, though.
What was it? Scary Movie 2? when the Wayne's brother puts the bag over the ghost's head. He's like, we can do this.
Nope, we lost a couple watchers. Slender, be more entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, you're just oh,
And he jumps off a cliff. I think that was in direct response to me, but I'm not sure. I think he's getting to that point where he's pissed off now.
if you're annoyed with our commentary, jump up and down.
No.
Were you just trying to get back to your save point? No.
No. He just didn't know he would die falling off of that edge.
This is interesting. This is like Elder Rings charades. It's like,
Let's see. Where's he going to go this time? Well, there's the storm plateau. It's even funnier watching him fall off the edge on the replay on YouTube. That reminds me when Mauler was playing the first time through. I was watching it, and there's this spot in the game where you actually go back to where the tutorial was, and you end up beating that boss. Then you walk outside and you see some butterflies on a cliff, and Mauler's like, "Ooh, butterflies!" And he walks up to grab them because you can use them as materials in the game, and the cliff falls out from under him
oh no.
right as he grabs them. It's a scripted thing in the game, and they sucker you in so good. But Mauler was just he was dumbfounded. It was fantastic.
That is crazy. The game building in a trap like that.
Yeah, they're like, if we put some butterflies here, people will walk over to look at them. You walk over and the ground just falls out from underneath you, and it's like, well, screw you guys. That wasn't a get good moment. That was just to be mean.
All right, let's see. He's approaching some kind of castle here. What castle is this one, Brahma?
This is actually just the arena, which nothing to do here yet. I think you can PvP there after the update that they did, but I've never gone in and PvP'd. I'm not a fan of invasions, and I'm not a fan of PvPing in Dark Souls and From Software games. I'd rather just it be either co-op experience or a solo experience. It really just bugs the crap out of me when I do get invaded, especially when it's like right before a boss and I haven't been able to save, and you can't save once you've been invaded. It's just another player coming in to screw you over. And half the time it's a much higher level player because they like to invade in areas where there's crazy little low level players that they know they can just demolish. Hey, what's up, Jaffo?
I think that's another one of your. Oh, wait, it's got the symbol on it. That's a Rumble chat. Yeah.
Yeah, Jaffo is a rumble chatter right now, but I can bring him up on the screen. He's on his lunch break. Jaffo does most of the artwork for much of our clothing line on Comics Division's channel.
Nice. Does that mean he's? I know Culture just launched his merch website, right?
Yeah, it's part of all of our Comics Division stuff.
Ah.
So like the mug, the rooster on the mug is actually Jaffo's artwork. A few other things are too.
The oh my god,
The beach punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Davina knows what we're talking about.
Beach punk, nice. Well, I mean, I do appreciate some good plugs and merchandising. That's true. What we learned from Spaceballs, it's where the real money from the movie gets made.
Right.
Merchandising.
Yeah, Jaffo. I finally got to see the design for my totem stuff, and yeah, it looks pretty sweet. I don't think we've released anything with my artwork from Jaffo on it yet, but sooner or later we will. Freight worker by night.
Ooh, I hope you get that night shift differential pay.
Yeah.
It's the only good reason to work those night shifts.
All right. I've had plenty of bourbon. Um, might you be able to carry the stream and do some play by play for a moment?
I mean, I did it when your mic wasn't working. Well, hopefully, we'll see
True
if people
enough.
enjoy it.
At least you've
Well,
got warning this time.
this is true.
That's
All
not
right.
funny, Jaffo.
That's true. It's not funny because if there's one thing we know, it's that Brahma doesn't have that at all. So,
And bulls are gigantic.
all right. So, the last time I think Slender was at a cliff in this zone, he just rode his horse right off the side. So, this is already doing better. I know, I can see him probably saying things like, shut up, Chad. Oh, he's walking really close to that edge too. He's trying to prove that he can do it without falling off. He's going to end up falling off accidentally, and it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be right about here when he's trying to jump. Yep, yep. Oh, no. Yeah, all right, he made it. I guess, what are those spirit jellyfish things up there? You should totally try to go kill some of those. I bet they drop something. All right, got a fang and some gold tinged excrement. I mean, I guess you picked that up in this game. I'm not sure what the purpose is for it. We'll ask Brahma when he gets back. All right, we're not near the cliffside again, so this is good. We're just walking in the trees. Happy little trees. And just so you know, chat, if you say anything, I am not able to highlight it. So I'll call it out though. Let's see. He's been Jaffo's been intermittently working on Cultra as Bond for a poster. I'm thinking he needs tits. I mean, who who's gonna deny they love boobies? No, boobies make everything better. That's why 80 movies were awesome. You'd always have random boob shots just for the sake of adding them in there.
Yeah, I kind of want to go watch Natalie and Michelle from Force of Light. They streamed their first watching of Friday the 13th earlier today, I think it was.
They're
So,
very religious.
yeah,
Uh,
Natalie's actually been through seminary, I believe. So,
I don't know if Friday the
or not
13th is
Natalie,
gonna,
Michelle has.
if Friday the 13th is gonna fit right with them. Then
Yeah, I kind of want to see their reaction to the large amount of breast on the screen. I mean, I'm very religious, but I think everybody knows from me being on Comics Division that I'm also not extremely prudish. I don't seek things out, but at the same time, I've got a pretty crazy sense of humor, kind of like being on comics and stuff. So, yeah, Jaffo, we're talking about Forces Light.
yeah, I mean it's Friday the 13th, so it's a good day to do that for your first time. But it's a,
It is not something I see them thoroughly enjoying.
yeah, that's why I know that we're kind of the same mind that I choose in my personal life to have a strong set of beliefs on my individual level. I don't feel the need to try to
Prude down
shame,
everything.
yeah, prove down. Like, I feel like there's a line in the Boondock Saints where they're like, there's varying degrees, and focusing on the big stuff is kind of more important right now. like, you know,
Right.
and trying to argue like Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is the guy I bring up for doing this all the time, like with anime and any kind of entertainment and all. And it's not worth it. Like we got people trying to medicate kids into and change their gender and mess with their head to groom them into choices that are terrible. That's a
Yeah, but to
much
be fair,
bigger
he's
issue,
probably the biggest warrior on that out of anybody.
which is
And
why it's
he
I
spends
think.
more time talking about that than anything.
But that's my it reminds me like Jordan Peterson. You do like 90% of what you say is great, and then 10% of the time you just put your foot in your mouth so hard it gets
See,
frustrating.
I get what you guys are saying on Walsh, but Walsh has about the same sense of humor as I do. I'm very dry in a lot of my humor and sarcastic and the rest of it. And most of the time, I full on think Walsh is being full on sarcastic just to get a reply out of people because he has made bets where he's had to watch anime on stream and he has, you know, when Mortal Kombat 1 came out, he fought one of the other interns at the Daily Wire on a stream and beat the crap out of him. So I think he likes to play it off as these things, but I think he also knows that the whole Breitbart thing, politics downstream from culture. But I think he truly believes that yeah, it's a form of entertainment, but is it actually getting us anywhere? And he just doesn't articulate it in the way that people catch because he does it so sarcastically that he sounds like he's calling out anybody who likes anime when it's really just he's his character is that of a, curmudgeonly 80-year-old man. He, you know, these damn kids in their video games and their anime, and he's talking about everybody, but at the same
Oh,
time, he knows he acts like an old man. Kind of like Michael Knowles. Michael Knowles doesn't do this stuff, like say the things that Matt Walsh does, but you can tell that Michael Knowles in his Catholic faith pretty much, I mean, I don't see the guy having that much of an actual social life. He pretty much is religion and politics. That is what he does. And that is what he enjoys besides some bourbon and some cigars cuz he does partake in that. But I think Matt's stuff is mostly a joke. But the guys over here on the culture war side of it look at it and they take it as, if you're not going to join in the culture war side of things, don't talk about it. So it's I see why people don't like when he brings up stuff like that, but unless you actually watch a ton of Matt Walsh, which he's my favorite of the Daily Wire guys, so I watch it. I listen or watch, you know, 3 or 4 shows out of the week, and it's just his sense of humor. It's so sarcastic and dry that people just aren't catching that he's being a complete dick about it. Kind of like his whole segment of every day he does a full "I'm going to cancel you" segment, and half of the time it's about somebody in his own audience. He'll read a comment from somebody and be like, "And because you made this comment, automatically you do know that you are canceled and can never watch the show again." Right? I mean, he's a sarcastic jerk, but I love the guy. I think he's hilarious, and I do love what he's doing with the trans talk stuff. I mean, because him and Megan Kelly, I mean, Matt's been on it since the beginning, but Megan Kelly's starting to really take notice after all the female sports stuff. So
I just wish Megan Kelly. Well, I don't want to say this the wrong way. What was the thing? How do I put this delicately? Like the Russell Brand stuff bothered me a lot because she's a lawyer. She's not stupid.
right,
They released redacted and edited text messages to make him look like he r'd that girl
right,
when clearly what it was that they had unsafe relations and afterwards she was, that wasn't the normal choice that
Regretted
she
her
made,
decision.
and she
Yeah.
regretted her decision. And one of the things that I thought was interesting was like, so Megan Kelly then was like, well, she went to a rape crisis center when, and this is a point someone else made, in Los Angeles, those are just your free care zones.
Yeah,
And
I've
the
said that on stream
and
too, yeah.
yeah, and the girl was just going to get an STD test done, and that's what she went and got done. She wasn't going there for like a kit or anything like that. She was just there to get the blood test, which, by the way, having worked in healthcare, is kind of silly because it it would take months for that to show up in a blood test. It wouldn't be something you would, clock immediately, you know, when you get
Right,
one of those diseases, especially the big
most
one.
people who are freaking out about it immediately the next day are just like, they don't care whether that is actually the case. They want the test.
Yeah,
So,
which, and just so it's this came up a lot when, because I used to manage healthcare offices, and we would have people who would get needle sticks, and they'd
right.
like, I'd be like, look, I can send you to get your blood tested today, but I'm going to have to do it again in 6 months anyway, because that's when, if you had anything. And
Yeah, but
it
that's
was a
also TV influencing
yeah,
people because every time somebody gets a needle stick on ER or Grey's Anatomy, it's by the end of the episode, they know that they're clear.
or they have AIDS. Yeah.
Right.
And that's the thing. Like, they'd always want to go, and end up having to pay for the blood test because it's a workers' comp thing, so you just pay for it. And then I'd have to send them 6 months later, which is hilarious because 6 months later, when I would remind them, because I had I have the accident
The
report, and
reminder setup.
I
Yeah.
have to, remind them to do it. They'd be like, "No, I'm good now." And I wanted to be like, now is the time you would actually find out if you have something. But okay, you're good.
Right. Yeah. But people are funny like that.
Yes, they are. But what? Yeah. So with Megan Kelly, she's definitely smart enough to know that this was messed up, and then she did that emphatic, like, maybe we shouldn't jump to conclusions that he's guilty, but we shouldn't say that we don't believe the women. And I think it's because she's conflating her personal experience, which I get. Maybe she had a bad experience at Fox News, specifically with Ailes, and which was
Yeah, but
documented in that
she still
movie.
talks about Ailes and says that, you know, she still considers him the biggest mentor she ever had and teacher she ever had, and that he never actually, like, physically did anything because she was, I think she was more established and a little bit older when she joined Fox News, so she wasn't as naive as some of the other girls. She was upset that things were happening that, you know, um, people weren't protecting other people there, I think. But yeah, I take your point though.
Yeah, so I think she's coming at it from her, and yeah, so which is the whole point, is you're smart enough to know the stuff with Brand seems like, and I've seen it with other guys too. Like, I think we talked about it on our show about the the comic writer who also did some of the TV shows,
Yeah,
where
Calvin and Hobbes guy,
yeah,
Adams,
uh
I think his name is, or something
oh,
like that,
Scott Adams, he does Dilbert, yeah, but
or
we're
Dilbert. Yeah,
yeah,
not
but
Calvin and Hobbes.
we've reached the point where now we've criminalized regret, like,
Right.
and that's something that that's got to be a hard line in the sand, right? I am 100% with locking up and being as stringent and difficult on people who assault women as possible, but regretting a consensual encounter later is not that, and that's
Yeah,
what we've turned
that's
this
the
into.
Aziz Ansari thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well, yeah, the Russell Brand stuff has all just been BS because you can see exactly what the reasoning behind it
Oh,
is
he's
because
about
it
to
went
fall off that
pretty
cliff
much far
fighting this
right.
troll.
No,
He's
he rescued himself.
Oh, he almost combated, rolled himself right off the cliff.
Yep, he came close. Yeah, it's just everything's crazy. I mean, everything going on right now is crazy. It's like the amount of what really has amazed me in the past few weeks or a week, whatever it's been now, I think it's been like a week and a half, is the sheer amount of absolute anti-Semitism in the country. It's not just, you know, taking one side or the other. It's flat out anti-Semitism in a lot of cases at this point. And it's
Oh,
just
did
like,
that wolf came
oh,
in and killed him?
that's a lot more, guys in hoods and guys with certain symbols on their chests than I really thought there would be, because, with the whole talk of how much there is white supremacy in the country,
Yeah, I
it's
was
pretty
about to
hard to
say
find a whole lot of white supremacists,
what
but a
we've
whole bunch of
discovered is
anti-Semites came out.
yeah, what I was going to say is we've discovered that not a lot of overlap with the MAGA movement.
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, some,
are we
but,
stopping the game?
oh, Slender is done playing for the night.
Did he write that in chat? Did he comment? Or is he just
No, he quit
closing
the
down?
game and stopped screen sharing, so I'm
Oh,
assuming that means
does
he's
that mean he can try joining the thing again and get his audio working?
yeah, see if you can get your audio working before you go to bed. Back out and come back in. The troll broke him, huh?
Last troll. Yeah. Yeah, they got to watch that online. It's the trolls will get you every time.
Oh, yeah.
It's but yeah, it's this stuff going on this week is
Can you hear me now?
yes, we can.
Oh boy, that was
Look at
weird.
all the crazy shapes I can make not symmetrical.
That's interesting. So were you yelling at any point with our commentary?
Not really.
Oh, I still can't hear him.
Oh, you
You can
still
hear him?
can't hear him? I can hear him.
You can't hear me still?
I'm going to turn the audio back on the YouTube feed to see if I can hear him.
Yeah, I still have no
Slender,
volume
start
for Slender.
talking.
I'm talking. Can you hear
Hey,
me?
I can hear you.
I'm so confused as to why you weren't able to before.
It may have been because of the screen share. I don't know.
Like I said, I was getting meter deflection. Like it was showing me that I was talking.
I mean, we were talking about your circle
Yep.
popping all night.
I know. I heard.
You were coming
Yeah.
through on YouTube now. Yes.
And I was
Yeah.
Excellent. Pantomiming with my character to try and communicate.
Yeah. How are you liking it so far?
I like it. I have no idea what any of the items I'm picking up are for, though.
Most of the stuff that's just on the ground is either to
Like I've found
get
a lot of
extra
cool
souls,
shit.
and there's a whole bunch of ingredients, but I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to use them.
So that was fun. Did you appreciate my advice about not dying?
Yeah. I mean, when we play a Dark Souls game, sometimes we forget that part.
Yeah, it's the easiest thing to forget playing Dark Souls is, yeah.
Right, I'm not
Don't
supposed to die. I've gotten so
Get
used
good,
to it.
don't die.
Get good, scrub.
Hey, and even the bride came into the chat at the very end.
I think the bride has been in the chat the whole time. She wandered off, so I assume she went to smoke and watch it on her phone.
Yeah, she didn't say anything the whole time she was in there then.
I guess it was because I wasn't talking, so there was no reason
you were
for her to
talking.
say
We
anything.
could see it. You just weren't being heard. There's a difference.
No, but I never got mad. Now, when you said Slender being more entertaining, I was like, oh, then I'll jump off this cliff. I thought that'd be fun. And I was like, shit, why did I do that? Now I got to go get those souls back.
We were losing 2 of our 5 viewers, so we had to do something. No. and I know that 2 of us are me and little Chad because we're monitoring the chat.
Yep, we're in the chat.
But yeah, I think there's some things to work out with this streaming platform because there's a lot weird going on. I should have tried to remove you, but keep your screen feed on and then add you back in and see if that fixed it. But I didn't want to accidentally. If I removed you, I wasn't sure if it would remove your screen share.
Yeah, my thought process was, well, the screen share is working. We've had so many other technical difficulties. If he wants to try and fix it, he can. But I'm just
Yeah,
gonna play.
that was kind of what I was thinking too. I'm not going to touch it since we've got at least one live feed of the game. Because for those who weren't here at the beginning, we actually started out with me playing and Slender playing and Chad in here, but it just turned into a crap show that wasn't displaying anything. So I pulled mine out because um, maybe too taxing. I mean, I've got a GeForce RTX. It really shouldn't be taxing it too much, but it was actually acting like the bandwidth was the issue, which is also weird because I'm not wireless. I'm wired in with 1 gig Ethernet. So
Yeah, with these streaming softwares, it's hard to gauge where the like draw. Like, I
Where
know
the
it's
bottleneck is.
yeah, exactly. Like
yeah,
StreamYards is such a resource hog. It's coming, it's God knows where it's coming from. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
um,
I
well,
mean, that's why
Jaffo
I
is
don't use
restocking
OBS
lumber and
Streamlabs.
lurking, so he's still there.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I don't use the Streamlabs version of OBS. I use OBS Studio because I can play a game and stream with OBS Studio. But if I try it with OBS Streamlabs, it sucks so much resource that there's not a chance in hell of displaying the game and streaming it. So, and I mean, this is a gaming rig. This thing's 1 year old and fully upgraded. So,
You're probably running a stronger machine than me then.
yeah, I'm
Mine
sure
is
it's
several
probably
years
the
old,
bandwidth is the issue.
but built it myself, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually use Streamlabs desktop if I'm streaming a game, and OBS Studio if I want to record one.
Yeah. I would go exactly the opposite, but if it works for you, I don't know.
Well, I don't
But
I don't stream enough to know what the hell I'm doing with that, and Streamlabs is pretty easy. I just tell it, make this start, and it goes, okay, it started.
I get it. Well, I think we'll play the intro that can also work as an outro and cut it there. Thank you for everybody that has been hanging out.
We'll run more tests soon.
Semi-successful test. We'll see.
Well, this was
So
important because Brahma's supposed to be. Was it Comics is supposed to be using this one, right?
yeah, comics. We're making the switch over to this as of Wednesday night. I think
You guys
at
might
least
need
for
to
the
do some.
Rumble side.
You guys should do
So
some testing.
yeah, there's not a lot of time to test because we've all got shows every evening. So I'll keep messing with it. They also have a more like 2 levels more upgraded than what I do. I've got the pro plan, and I think they went with the business plan. So hopefully that works better. But yeah, we'll throw this outro out there. Thank you everybody for being here, and I'll talk to you guys in a couple minutes.